Hello, my adoring fans. You join me having a very tasty breakfast. Bread, pan of shark, boiled eggs, all put together by our tour. So that was very nice. Thank you to Sarah for doing the boiled eggs. I also had a banana. And anyway, it was another early morning. Fortunately, tomorrow is not such an early morning because it's our last day of the tour. But today we were off to, I think it's called Miyajima Island, maybe. It's some island near Hiroshima. You'll see that we had to take a tram and a ferry to get there. And it's got a very famous torii gate. Are they torii gates, Maddie? Yeah. Yes, they are torii gates. There it is. From the mainland, if you have a mainland of Japan. That's the view. And this island is also full of deer. So more deer. It's also full of lots of food. And, you know, cool machines that make food and shrines and temples. So I think what's coming up is some videos of the, torii gate that's in water. I think it's called the Grand Torii Gate. Maybe Ginger a Torii. Might be butchering this. Might have actually learned something. We'll see. But it was very cool, as was the shrine nearby. So enjoy those. But yeah, today was the last day of our Japan tour. Tomorrow we are heading back to Osaka, where we have one more night where I think we're mostly just going to spend some time in our hotel, because I think we'll get there at about 3-ish, maybe 3:30. You know, and we've been very busy, and we're going out with my friend Norris in Hong Kong immediately after landing, so it might be good for us to have a bit of rest. Might go get some food, have a walk near the ocean maybe, you know, but nothing too crazy. That's a 5-level pagoda, by the way. But fortunately, we have befriended our tour guide, and she is also going back to Osaka. So she's going to help us with booking our tickets, our train tickets. So that's super easy, super helpful. She'll take us to the station and everything, which I think is an added bonus rather than a standard part of the tour. So very grateful for that. Also grateful for this shrine. Maddie and I had a great time. Yet again, I have to say, so I know I've been bitching about these people for now a couple of episodes, but there are some people on this tour who are so ungrateful for what they're going to do and what they're going to see. And they're just people who clearly haven't read what we're going to be doing on the tour, seen that it's action-packed. They're like, oh, how am I meant to travel around the country and see things, but that's so great, but then they're like, oh, but I don't want to actually do the travelling part. I was like, I don't know, bro, sort your life out. Also, I need to sort my life out, because Maddie and I have gained so much weight in Japan. Not coming into Hong Kong basketball very athletic, but hopefully that week we'll be able to reduce some of the impact. But yeah, so we went up to this temple. Sorry, I know I shouldn't be bitching about people, but also, had a few beers, and the frustration levels are quite high. And it's the only down point. So yeah, enjoy this temple. We went on the ground, saw loads of stuff. It was very interactive, lots of things to do, water to pour, bells to ring, things to walk through. Probably one of the best shrines / temples we've been to. But yeah, it's just everything else about our tour in Japan has been amazing, you know. Maddie, you agree, don't you? Yeah, she agrees, you know. The activities were perfect, accommodation was perfect, you know, had a good amount of free time versus structured guiding stuff. But it's just, you know, there are these people who just somehow don't seem... Oh yeah, also, whenever you spin one of these, you just get the wisdom, even if you don't speak Japanese or understand Buddhism. So that's why we're doing it. But, you know, there's people who just don't seem to have a grip on reality. I just don't know. But I'm very happy to be on an Alex Tours soon, where, you know, Alex Tours of Hong Kong, where there will be many strange and wonderful things that will be seen, but none which will be as organised as the tours we've been on. But actually, some of the tours we've been on weren't that organised. But none of them will be as well planned or itinerarized or anything like that, but they will be fun. And Maddie's very lucky. She has a personal private tour with Alex Tours. But yeah, going back to Japan in general, super good, super fun, had an amazing time. very sad to be going, to be honest. But like, you know, from Maddie's perspective, what a great final tour to have, eh? Like, you know, very glad we managed to get her here, and for her to be on it, because I think if she was watching back these videos, oh my god, I mean, I've seen just even, you know, dad and mum watching back these videos and being pretty jealous. So, oh yeah, this terrapin was an absolute trooper, by the way, so just watch the story of him emerging from the water. I made it on the second attempt, by the way, when I wasn't filming. But yeah, you know, she would have been just miserable sitting at home watching me do this. But yeah, I mean, we've just seen so much stuff. It's definitely gave me like New Zealand feelings of, oh yeah, all the food we ate. More takoyaki, or as I like to call it, tasty yaki. This is the Hall of 1,000 tatami mats. You could fit 1,000 tatami mats in there, although they don't actually have that there. But yeah, I mean, this is like New Zealand, you know, somewhere that I think has captured my interest. You know, yeah, it's pretty cool. Had a really good time. This island as well is very cool. It just seems like there's so much cool stuff. Like, this is what, I think I might have touched on this before. But what kind of it just amazes me is just how, like, they're weird. Like, the stuff that's, like, super boring. You know, like, if we're back home or any other country, really, you know, Australia, America, or even Thailand or whatever, you know, their little houses. You look at their little houses and you're like, oh, so beautiful. You look at their, like, stuff outside. Oh, yeah, we looked at the Grand Tory Gate at low tide as well. We saw some crabs. But yeah, you look at their, like, day-to-day stuff and it still just seems fascinating. But I don't know if I've been, like, brainwashed. But if I have, they brainwashed me well. Anyway, we got a Shinkansen train pin badge for me, so that's very nice. And we got some oysters, fried and not fried. Maddie did betray me and cheersed oysters with a gay man instead of with me. So I'm not, you know, I'm not intimidated, but she is in the bin. So she bought me these extra takoyaki to make up for. We then went to go find some deer, but the deer park actually didn't have that many deer because it turns out all the deer were around the humans, but it did have a lot of koi fish. That was a good bonus. But yeah, no, good time. We're almost certainly going to come back, whether it be 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Good times. Good deer, you know. Someone say these deers are a bit greedy. They kind of reminded me of me. So sorry, everyone who I've always been greedy to. But I gave it a leaf. And it seemed to be pretty, yeah, you know, seemed to be pretty happy. There were other leaves that got fed to other deers, but I've just included that one. He was my favourite deer, I think. He was a greedy little hippo. Anyway, then we got back on the boat. At some point we had subtly, I've gotten very good at this, tipped our guide. But, you know, we weren't so subtle at getting onto the train. But I do think it's important. I've realised that, you know, the guides, like, it makes a big difference. You know, you have one that you like. Like, we think back to one of our earlier tours, and the guide was horrible. And it just, like, made us hate the countries, kind of, right? Like, why would you, you know, you just put you in such a bad mood. So, you know, it does make a big difference. But anyway, here we are in Don Quixote department store kind of thing, looking for presents for Maddie's sisters. We had some success. We did also debate presents for mum and dad, but I kind of didn't know what to get. So maybe I'll get you something from Sri Lanka or Hong Kong. We'll see. Anyway, then I had a foot rub. And we went out to a pub, watched some baseball, had some beer, had some burgers. And Maddie had a really tasty pizza. We also saw Charge with a Bruise, which made me 100% knew this post-it note was from New Zealand, and then I saw it said New Zealand, and I was pretty correct. Maddie and I then played some pool. I lost 2 games, but won 1. And I won the last one, so that's some good improvement. Then signed our name on a wall. We headed back to 7-Eleven, got some snacks, and tomorrow we're waking up at a reasonable time, waking up at 8 a.m. And we're leaving at about 10. So anyway, I hope you're having a good day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Adios!